I'm not gonna pick all of these up because I will fall. And they will fall with me. And it'll be very unfortunate. Hold on. Should I sit? I should sit. Okay. This is not okay. This is not okay. This is absolutely brutal. I swear. Hello everybody. Welcome. I've been trying to film this for so long and then my camera died and I had to, you know what, you don't care. Anyway, this is my 25 books that I'm gonna read in 2025. Hopefuls, okay, they're hopefuls. The first book that I want to read is Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. This book is about a woman, Maggie. She's restoring houses. Old houses, and 25 years ago Maggie and her parents got this Victorian estate, and 3 weeks later, like after they moved, something happened and they fled into the night. And then her dad wrote a book about it, like what happened, a non-fiction book, and it's called The House of Horrors. Now, after 25 years, she goes back to this estate and she's a skeptic. She does not believe in ghosts, but things happen that are straight out of her dad's book. And she's like, okay, what is going on? What's happening? And you kind of follow that plot line. It is a horror, so I'm excited, okay? I don't read a lot of horrors, even though I do enjoy them. I hate movies. I hate horror movies or shows. I have maybe like one exception. Hopefully this will hit. Next I have I'll Be Gone in the Dark by Michelle McNamara. The only thing that I know is that it's about this woman who's obsessed with finding the Golden State Killer, and it's set in the 1980s. Yeah. That's basically all I know. The next book that I have is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Stormlight Archive. Epic fantasy. First book is called The Way of Kings. I have read it. It was wonderful. You follow these 4 characters, okay? I don't want to say more because I don't want to spoil it, because it's a big book. It's a big series, you know? I don't remember enough to give you like a synopsis that won't spoil, because I might say some details that might go into spoilers, so I don't want to do that. But you mainly follow 4 characters. And one might destroy the world and the other might save it. That's all. That's all I'm gonna give you. But yeah, this is the second book and I really that's what I'm saying. It's a long book. Yeah, but hey, hopefully I'll read it. The next book that I have is The Count of Monte Cristo by Alexandre Dumas. I know that this is a story about revenge. You follow Edmond Dante, and he was thrown in prison for a crime he did not commit. And he's not only trying to escape, but to enact revenge. I'm excited. This is a big classic. I have started it, but I'm only 72 pages into it. But I am enjoying it so far, and I've heard good things. The next book that I have is another classic, okay? It's another big book, big-ass book. It's Les Mis by Victor Hugo. I don't really know much, only that you follow a peasant in France. I think it's around the French Revolution. I'm excited. I've been dying to read this. Every one of these are hopefuls, but like these I really need to get off my TBR. Like they're big books and they've been in my TBR for so long. Okay, I just need to do it. The next book that I have is The Phantom of the Opera by Gaston Leroux. I hope that's how you say it. What I know about this book is that there is a phantom in the opera. And he might not be only a phantom. We'll see. It's a classic. I'm sure a lot of you heard about this, so. And it's short. It's like kind of, I think this is the shortest book on my TBR, like the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. I feel like this is the shortest, but I don't know. This is also kind of like a 5-star prediction, I feel like. If you see the books in the background, they've been falling everywhere. I've been trying to do a thumbnail and it was a horror show. An absolute shit show, if you will. And they're just there on my bed. hanging out because I cannot be bothered to put them one on top of the other. I just can't. Okay, the next book that I have is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielski. I'll figure it out, I swear. This is a horror book. I think, yeah, 60 pages into it, and I felt like something was crawling on my back while I was reading it. Like, I felt claustrophobic. I am not claustrophobic. This is a book within a book, I think. And it's also, and mainly, it's about a house that's bigger on the inside than on the outside. That's gonna be interesting. I'm not that far into it, but while I was reading, I even had my back to the wall and I felt like someone was behind me. I hated it. I hated it, but I'm too curious for my own good, to be honest. Then I have East of Eden by John Steinbeck. This has been on my TBR for forever, I feel like. All I know is that I think it follows... I don't like knowing too much about these books, and obviously since I haven't read them, I can't tell you my thoughts. I can't tell you anything in detail, and with some of these I don't even know the full synopsis because I don't usually like knowing too much before reading a book. But East of Eden by John Steinbeck, this is a reimagining of Cain and Abel from the Bible, but like in modern times. I don't know exactly when this is set, but I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out when I read it. Yeah, I love this cover. Like, this cover is so pretty. Are you kidding? I did start this. I started a lot of these. Have I finished them? No. This is the back. Again, very pretty. I love this cover. I love it so much. Is it filming? Yeah, I feel like it's filming. Okay, I freaked out a little bit. The next book that I have is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This has been on my TBR again for forever. I've been trying to read this book for 3 years. No, it's not the book's fault. I'm the problem, okay? I did start it. I was enjoying it. Every time I wait for autumn and then autumn rolls in, I read 15, 30 pages, put it down, forget about it. And I hate myself for it because I'm enjoying it every time I pick it up. And I haven't finished it. I don't know why. I don't know why. So this is the year. Trust that this is the year, okay? This book is about a group of very rich kids in an elite New England college, and it starts with one of them dead, okay? And you're trying to you have that mystery aspect. It's very atmospheric, and it has a lot of beautiful descriptions about nature, linguistics, language, especially Latin and Greek, and history. A lot of very beautiful descriptions of autumn and winter. And it's not fast-paced, okay? This is a dark academia novel, and it's very heavily based on the academia part. But I love it. So far I'm 120 pages into it, and I just need to get it over with. I need to read it. The next book that I have is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I have read The Poppy War and The Dragon Republic. I love her writing. Writing is spectacular, okay? And okay, this is a 5-star prediction, by the way. I am expecting so much from this book. So much. Okay. This book is set in Oxford, 1836, and you follow an orphan. His name is Robin Swift, and he thought that Babel was a paradise until it became a prison. But can a student stand against an empire? This is an arcane history of translation, and I am honestly, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited. I know I'm gonna cry. I'm probably gonna cry, and because I've seen some things. I've seen some reactions. I've read some reviews, so I'm really excited for this, I'm not gonna lie. And I also love, oh my god, and I also love the cover. Like, are you joking? Like, this cover is absolutely, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. Oh my god. Next I have A Curious Beginning by Deanna Raybourn. I've heard Katie talk about this book so much on her channel, and I love her for it because honestly I've been so excited for it because of her. This book is about Veronica Speedwell, set in London, 1887, and she collects butterflies. She hunts, collects butterflies. I don't know the term. I know there is one, but it doesn't come to mind right now. And she is almost kidnapped, okay? And And there is this German baron who offers her sanctuary. He also kind of, I think he knows the plot that was made against her on why she was almost abducted. But before he can spill the beans, it's unlocked, you know? So now she, Veronica, along with Stoker, a bad-tempered, enigmatic, natural historian, they both have to solve this case. And there's a lot of books in this series, but you know what? I'm prepared. And then I have Crime and Punishment by Dostoevsky. This is about a troubled young man who commits a perfect crime, okay? He's poor and he's trying to justify what he did and make himself believe that what he did was good. And it's a police thriller and a philosophical meditation on morality and redemption. And you know what? I love me a good philosophical book. I love philosophy, so. The next book that I have is The 7-Year Slip. I have read The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston and I really, really loved it. It was, I think, around 5 stars, if not a 5 stars. Like, I really, really enjoyed it. And she made me realize that I love magical realism. I did not even know that until I read The Dead Romantics. So I was like, you know what, I need to read this. Like, I know she came out with a lot of books so far. I mean, not a lot, but you know, she came out with a few. And I still haven't read anything after The Dead Romantics. Yeah, but this is about Clementine West. And I think she moves in her aunt's apartment. And in the kitchen, there's a man, a stranger. And she's like, what are you doing here? What is going on? What are you doing? And she finds out that the man is actually from the past. He lived in that apartment 7 years ago. I think it's a romance between them. I've heard it's also emotional. Her books pack an emotional punch. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. And the last book that I have physically that I want to read this year, as of 25 books that I want to read in 2025, is A Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. This is about two cities, London and Paris, in the time of the French Revolution. And it's about these two men and this one woman, and they're connected because they both love this woman. I have a couple books in this. I have The Adventures of Oliver Twist, I have A Christmas Carol, Great Expectations, and A Tale of Two Cities in this book. But I'm really excited for A Tale of Two Cities. If I really love it, I am probably gonna read this year Great Expectations too, but A Tale of Two Cities, I really, really wanted to read. So yeah, that is the last book that I have physically. And now on to the books that I don't own. It's A Ministry of Time by Colleen Bradley. This is a time travel novel, and it follows the story of a secret government organization responsible for managing the flow of time. And I think there is a person from the past that was supposed to die. He was taken by this organization and brought into the future, and he's very confused because he doesn't know what's going on around him. Like, he doesn't know this world. So there is a woman that we follow. I think we follow her, and she is trying to teach him the ways of the future, which I think is actually our present. Next, I have People of the Book by Geraldine Brooks. And this is a historical fiction novel that centers around the journey of a priceless Jewish manuscript, the Sarajevo Haggadah. I hope I am not messing that up. And the people who protected it over the centuries. I knew about Geraldine, and I have been meaning to read one of her books, and I feel like this one caught my eye the most. So I'm really excited about this one. And then I have The God of the Woods by Lise Moore. And this is a literary novel that weaves together themes of identity, family, and nature. And I think it's set at a camp in the 70s or 80s. Someone disappears. Like, it's a camp for teenagers, and the owners of the camp, like their kid disappears, and they're very rich, and years later their other kid disappears. We'll figure it out. The next book that I want to read is What the River Knows by Isabel Ibanez, and this is basically The Mummy meets Death on the Nile in this lush, immersive historical fantasy set in Egypt, filled with adventure, arrivals to lovers' romance, and a dangerous race. All I need to know, honestly. And next I have The Overstory by Richard Powers. It says that there is a world alongside ours, vast, slow, interconnected, resourceful, magnificently inventive, and almost invisible to us. This is the story of a handful of people who learn to see that world and who are drawn up into its unfolding catastrophe. One of my favorite books is Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr, and I have been wanting to read a book like that ever since I read that one, and I found the Overstory, and I was like, you know what, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I have 2 books that are fantasy. The Spark of the Everflame by Penn Cole. It's a fantasy novel set in a world where magic is tied to elemental forces. The story follows the protagonist who is thrust into a dangerous journey after discovering a hidden power within themselves. Okay. An Assassin's Apprentice by Robin Hobb. It's about boy Fitz, who's the bastard son of a prince, and he's being trained to be an assassin by a mysterious mentor, and the story starts from there. I know it's a big ass universe. These 2 have been in my TBR again for a long time. I feel like for 2 years they've been there. And I have The Will of the Many by James Islington, and it's a high fantasy novel set in a world where magic is governed by a system called the Many. The story follows a group of characters who are linked to an ancient and powerful institution that controls the use of magic. I have 2 more books. The Last Word by Taylor Adams. This is about a person that reviews a book at 1 star and then the author hunts them down. And then I have The Hidden Life of Trees, which is just basically a nonfiction about trees. I love trees, so I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for all of them, to be honest. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye!